Welcome back to another week of So I Was Like.
You guys, this is our most exciting episode we've ever had. We have the best guest ever.
We are in Cleveland, and as soon as I heard that this happened, me and Becca jumped on it, and we made sure we got her here as soon as possible. I think it literally took less than 48 hours to get her to Cleveland.
You guys know how, okay, so basically to give you a background, I'm so obsessed with Rush Talk right now, Alabama Rush Talk. And I think everyone is, the whole world is, to be honest. Everyone has been the past week, like, following these girls' journeys on TikTok to see which house these girls will end up in. People watch them do outfits of the day every round for their philanthropy round, sisterhood round, prep, everything. And people have been speculating what house each girl is going to get into. So the main character of Rush Talk is, as we all know, Makayla. She has been like the most down to earth, right? Would you say?
Sweetest. She's a walking angel.
Really?
And we have her here today. Guys, you probably saw her on your For You page all throughout Rush. Everyone was rooting for this girl. Everyone was talking about her. And then going into prep round, she got a call that she was dropped from every house. And all of TikTok went into an uproar. We have a video of a girl in Washington, D.C. protesting outside the White House with a Free Makayla sign. Like, people are pissed because what house would not want Makayla? So she's here today, and she's going to tell us about her Rush experience. Then we're going to talk about what happened once she was dropped. Makayla, do you want to say hi?
Yeah, hey y'all. I'm so excited to be here.
Also, I will say, I've talked to Makayla on the phone for hours, and we've been spending the whole day with her and her mom. Her accent is 100% real. I know the haters are trying to say that it's not, but why would she fake an accent in front of her own mom? Like, let me know. Like, My mom would be like, what are you doing? Like,
my mom would too.
So, Makayla, let's talk about just Rush. Why do you think people are just so interested in Alabama Rush TikTok?
I feel like everyone's so interested in it because every other school is nothing like Alabama Rush. Like, nothing like it at all. And, like, they don't dress the same. They don't have the big houses, like the same girls from, like, all over the United States. So it's just really cool to, like, see how it is because most colleges aren't like it.
Exactly. It's just way bigger down there. It's just more dramatic.
That is like the original reason I followed Alyssa like on Twitter, because I went to a northern party school and we had Greek life and I was in it, but it wasn't like big. You didn't have to be in Greek life. But Alabama is so different. It's such like a polar opposite of the experience I had in college. So it's just fascinating to see what these girls go through with Rush, and you hear all these stories, but seeing the actual girls, I think that's what's so that's why I'm so invested.
So let's just talk about strictly like the Rush experience itself before we get into like why you're dropped and all of that. From the first day, like, were you having a good Rush experience?
I kind of was having a good Rush experience, kind of not. Just like, I lived in Tutwiler, so like that was an experience in itself. And I was already like really stressed out about Rush, and the first round was online, and I didn't really like that, so it kind of put me off for like the whole week. And then I get back to my houses, and I have like a good card back, but like not a full card when all my friends had full cards. And like, I'm not sure if y'all know this, but during the week they have like mental health advocates for us. And like, I feel like if you need that, clearly there's something wrong with like the whole system of it. So it was already like so stressful from the start.
So I'm just going to give a little bit of background for people who are listening, like don't know exactly about like Alabama Rush and all of that. So Makayla told me like what houses, how many houses she had on her card and all that back. And she had like a pretty solid like card with some pretty like solid houses on there. But from a girl who's from in-state, a lot of in-state girls will get like that full card back because of connections and stuff. So I think from like the get-go, you were like, what's going on? Like,
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Did you have connections in the houses?
Yeah, like in some houses I did, and those houses that I thought I had connections for, I didn't even get them back first round. So I was such in shock. That's what kind of threw me for like a whirl for like the whole rest of the week.
Right. But you were still willing to like make the best of.
Yeah, I was still excited for Rush, kept doing my OOTD videos. Like, I was excited.
Okay, let's talk about the TikTok during Rush. So were you expecting for your TikTok to blow up? Like, how many followers did you have and stuff when you first?
Okay, so when I first started, I had like almost 2,000 followers. The first video that actually blew up was me just with a green screen showing what my rush dresses were gonna be. And then I did like a what's in my rush bag. That got viral because I packed way too much stuff. So if you watch that, do not put half of that stuff in your bag because you're not going to need it. And then, but then the one that really got like 1 million views was the one where I said philanthropy wrong because I don't know how to say that.
How'd you say it?
She said did you say philanthropy?
Philanthropy, man. I don't know. I don't even know. When I hear it, I don't even hear myself saying it wrong. So I think it's just a me thing. I just can't pronounce words really well. But yeah, so like that one went viral. And then people were not only like liking that video and commenting, like being like, you said that word wrong. They were also like using my audio for like just being a Rush TikTok in general, being like, why am I so invested in this? And like, even like the pants store did like a video to mine because in that first video, I was like, I'm wearing pants store and like all this kind of stuff. So
I feel like, did you understand, while you were doing those videos, did you understand or did you feel like you were the main character?
No, I didn't think I was the main character.
Main character in quotes. But.
Yeah, until, I've also seen that TikTok, it's like choose your character. Right. And then it got like so many likes and I didn't even see it on my For You page. My friend sent it to me because they're like, look at the comments. Everyone's like, Makayla's the main character. I was like, this has got to be some kind of joke on me. Like I was so confused.
The thing is like people weren't even, when they were using her audio, it's not even like anyone was making fun of her. That's like the most special thing I think is like, it's so sweet. People were like rooting for you, like on your side the entire week, like wanting you to succeed.
Yeah. I think you were honestly like the face. Like when people thought about like Alabama Rush Talk, like that, you were one of the first names that came to mind. Like, oh, Makayla.
Yeah.
Did you feel that during Rush? Like when you were going to the houses? Like
yes.
The girls surrounding you, like were they saying anything?
Oh, yeah. Like going to all my houses, I'd be walking, I'd be in Tut. Even the Rokas, which is like our little group, individual group leaders, and the actives in the houses would be like, oh my God, I just saw you on my For You page, or I love your TikToks, like blah, blah, blah. And I was so like, that's so crazy.
The actives in the house acknowledged that like they saw you on their For You page and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And that they loved it. Mm-hmm. Okay. We just want to put that out there. So let's talk about the way your TikToks could have potentially like played a role into your Rush and what houses you got back and stuff like that. So you mentioned to me on the phone that the exec from Panalytic had talked to you throughout the week because your TikTok was blowing up.
Yeah, and they were telling me to like stop making TikTok videos, and I was like, every other girl is doing it, so why are you telling this to me? And to some of the other girls that had more followers than me before I even started doing this, like I talked to them, they're like, no one said anything to us. So I was kind of like shaken up about that too. So
you went from having, because I remember when I followed you, it was before you were even like dropped, like you were still just doing your OOTDs. And when I followed you, you had like 60,000. So you went from like 1,000 followers to 60,000 followers within like 5 days.
Yeah. And then actually skip forward, the day that I got dropped, I went from like 70,000 to like 130,000. Right. It was crazy.
So there were girls going through Rush that had 1 million followers doing OOTDs or 30,000, but they all still had more than you. You just happened to blow up because of Alabama Rush.
Yeah.
Okay. So all right, let's get into more specifics about like what Panalytic was saying to you. Did they call you? Did they ask to see you? Like how did they, like walk me through that? Okay, so first my Roka told me, because in the comments of my first video, me saying philanthropy or whatever, they were like, in the comments, like anonymous accounts be like, well, I'm the head of this and this sorority in Alabama. You should delete this thing, all this kind of stuff. And it was really scaring me. So I sent the screenshots to my Roka with the video and I was like, do you think I actually need to delete this? Like every other girl's making this video. And she's like, yeah, you should probably delete it. And I was
why though? I don't understand.
I don't know either. And it started making me so angry. And then I didn't delete them. And later in the week, my Roka goes, you need to go see exactly. I think you should just go talk to them about like what's all going on.
So what round was this?
I think like sisterhood.
Okay, so this was the round before they make the pref drops. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because the exec told me that I should chill out with making TikToks.
When did they tell you this? Before or after you went to go talk to them?
Oh, when I went to go talk to them.
Okay, so walk me through like the day that you talked to exec. Your Roka, You go to get your card or whatever, and your rokai like says to you, you need to go talk to exec.
Yeah, and so I went to go talk with them, and they're just like, why are you here? I'm like, I don't know. My road guy sent me here.
So they were like, why do you think you're here, basically?
Yeah, and I was like, my road guy sent me here. I make TikToks like every other girl. And long story short, by the end of the conversation I had with the woman, I don't even think I called her name, but she was like, you should maybe chow on making TikToks until after midday. And I was like, why? But I continued to make TikToks. So I was like, whatever. Like, I don't care.
Good. Thank God.
Because like you said, you were talking to other girls on Alabama Rush Talk with followers, correct?
Yes.
I know I talked to you about a specific one that was also like one of like the main characters that people were talking about. You had like talked to her and you were like, hey, did like you talk to anyone on exec? Did they tell you to like chill with the TikToks? And they had said like, she had said that no one said anything to her.
Yes.
Which is absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. That's where the conspiracy theories come in of like, why was Makayla being targeted
Exactly.
as a person who should stop? Because all of these girls were posting constantly, more than Makayla was.
Right.
Which is why I'm upset. Like, I think everyone's upset.
So you go and you talk to exec on Panalytic. What was the vibe? Like, how are they talking to you? Like, did it feel demeaning or were they trying to like help you?
I don't even know. I really don't. Like, it was just really awkward. I was like, the whole time, like, I wasn't like being rude, but I was like, why am I here? Like, I don't get it. Because I was just so frustrated. But it's been happening all week long. So I was just like, seriously, just so fed up. But then I left, put a smile on my face, got dressed up, did another OOT video, and went out to the road.
As you should.
I think like everyone listening to this, they need to keep in mind too, like where Makayla's like headspace was at. Because think about it, like she's away from home for the first time, going into the biggest sorority rush as an in-state girl, where like your whole life you're hearing about, oh my God, Alabama Rush, it's this big deal. So you're moving away, you're going through Rush. And not only that, but you're gaining 60,000 followers throughout a few days. And now you have what, like a woman who's way older than you. Was she a grown woman? I don't even know. Or is it like a student?
I think she was like a grown woman, but I'm not really sure.
Then you have a grown woman telling you, yeah, like don't post on social media anymore. And then you find out that you were the only one asked to stop posting.
It was just frustrating. Like,
right.
That's the only word I have for it is frustrating.
Because it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what am I doing here? Why are these people like talking to me like this?
To give you guys more context, today is Tuesday. This all happened on what, like last week, like within the past week, right?
Yeah.
So like this is a lot. And now she's in Cleveland with us.
Yeah.
So it's like been a crazy.
So midday was like Sunday, I think.
Yeah. I had to get out of. I did not stay exclusive for midday.
Right. I wouldn't either. So let's also talk about the way Panalytic told you that you can't talk to like news stations, or how they wanted you to talk to like a media specialist in case someone from the news tried to talk to you. Yeah.
Well, at first I was told that we have potential new member like behavioral contracts. I was told that in the contract it says that we're not allowed to talk to them because it got out somehow that NBC wanted to interview me for like the actual TV. Like do a Zoom call. And then my road guy texted me and was like, it's in your contract, so you're not able to do that. I read over the contract, it's not in it. So obviously I texted her and I'm like, it's not in my contract, so I'm going to do it. And I think that's what made me actually go to the Panalytic Association.
Okay.
And what started this whole thing. And they wanted me to talk to somebody. They gave me a phone number. And the whole time she's like, are you sure you want to talk to the news? And I was like, well, what am I going to say to them? Like, nothing bad. Like, I'm having a great time, I guess.
Once you challenged the contract, it was like they were no longer telling you can't do it. It was, okay, well, talk to this person so they can coach you kind of how to talk to the media.
Yeah, because there were rumors going around, which they did end up showing the next day, but I didn't ever run into them. But like, I'm not sure what news station came, but a couple of different news stations came to take pictures. I'm not sure if they interviewed anybody,
right?
But they were there on the rec.
But I want everyone to know that that's like a normal thing for news stations to like come to Alabama during Rush Week, just because it is always like a story, like that all these girls are like fighting to be in this house where you pay $10,000 a year. And some of these girls have been doing this their whole life to like prepare for this and stuff. Like it is a news story and I get that, but the news always comes. So I guess like, how do you think word got out that you were going to talk to NBC?
I'm not really sure. I think I did end up telling my Rokai. I was like, it's not in the contract, so I'm going to talk to them.
Right.
And I think, like, I'm not saying that she was like spreading, but I think she just told exec, and then like it just started like snowballing from there because I'm sure they're all talking about me. Because I did feel like all week little whispers about me were going around.
Right.
It just made me really uncomfortable.
Okay.
Do you think that Panhellenic was mostly afraid of you going to the news stations because you had like reasons to be like people have a lot of conspiracy theories about why Makayla might have been dropped from like every sorority, and like to give you context, she is mixed. There's a race question that people have.
There's a video. We're gonna talk about like the theories later. But do you think that Panhellenic in that moment talked to you, like singled you out because of? Does that make sense?
Yeah, and like I just don't have an answer to that question because I really don't know. The whole time I was like asking them like why me, and then I never got a direct answer. So it was just all really confusing. I don't like to like speculate, you know.
Right. No,
exactly. I just don't know.
Yeah, and that's one of the first things you said to me is like, I don't like want to speculate about like it being a race thing or anything. But
yeah, because there's a lot of people, like people of color, like everybody's like in sororities. So I think I just got singled out because like I just don't know. Maybe because of that video. Maybe because girls from my hometown were saying stuff to the sororities. Like I guess I'll never know. I'll never get a definite answer. Right.
So let's like get into that now that we're like on the topic. Talk me through like the day you like got dropped.
So literally I'm asleep in my bed. My alarm was about to go off to get ready for prep round. I'm like so excited because I was in and out of sleep, didn't sleep good because I couldn't believe I made it this far. I was like, if they're going to drop me, they're going to drop me in the beginning of the week. So I really thought I had it in the bag.
Exactly. And if you guys listened to last week's episode, I said that like ice water teas after that round, they're dropping anybody that has a reputation issue, anybody that has a GPA issue, anyone that has a rec issue, anyone that they can look and be like, oh, this girl shouldn't be here. They're dropping after ice water teas. Everywhere from there on, they're only dropping girls based on like their fit in the house or like their personality.
Yeah, and like I have a high GPA, a really good, like a full resume. Like I had recommendation letters for some houses. So like I really thought like I was good, but I get a call at 6 o'clock in the morning. My guy's like, I'm really sorry to tell you this, but you've been cut from formal sorority recruitment. And I was like, this has got to be a joke. I was like, okay, bye, have a great day. And I hung up on her because I was just mad. And I sat in the bed, like I didn't even cry. I was like, it's just like, am I dreaming right now? And then my friends in my room start waking up and I'm like, I just got dropped from sorority recruitment. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm like going down to the road today. And they get ready. We're just all kind of in shock, but not in shock. Just because my roommate thought it's because of my TikToks, because they were telling me all throughout the week to stop making them. They went down to the row. They came back and I'm like packing my stuff up to leave. I'm like, I'm not staying here any longer.
Right.
So that's basically how that Saturday
went. Where'd you go?
I went to spend the night with my friend Bree in Birmingham. I was like, I gotta go somewhere close enough I can just take a quick drive, but like far enough away where I won't see anything sorority related, because she's not in a sorority and a lot of her friends aren't in sororities, so like they wouldn't even be talking about it. Right. Because I didn't want to talk about it, I didn't want to see it or anything.
And that's like a normal thing that I like saw during my years there. Like if girls like get dropped from recruitment or whatever, they leave on like pref or bid day just because they don't want to see it. So that was like the real life side of, you know, what happened. Talk about like the internet. Like how did the internet get word that you were dropped? Because everyone was livid. People were riled up.
So people were trying to send me bid day packages there's like multiple different companies that do it. Basically, you can order online or call in and be like, hey, I want to send a package to Makayla Culpepper and she'll receive it on bid day. They'll pay for it and they'll send it in. And so like literally like 20 people were trying to do that for me. And so I had to comment and be like, please don't send me bid day packages because I've been dropped from sorority recruitment and I'm pissed off. That's what I said. And then people were screenshotting that and making TikToks of me saying how I was dropped. And then I wanted to come out and make like a statement about it, but I was banned from posting for like 2 days. I literally was like, what the heck? So I kept going live to try to explain to everybody because I was getting like DMs about it. I was getting like so many questions and I was like, I got to figure out a way to tell them. And so I did lives and like I just kind of told them straight up. I was like, yeah, I was dropped. Like it is what it is. And I feel like another reason why people were so like kind and like invested in me, like being being dropped is because I really went down, like, say, like, gracefully. Like, I was like, whatever, like, it's gonna be okay. It's not the end of the world. Like, I still was mad because I do feel like I was dropped over, like, dumb reasons.
Right.
Because it definitely had nothing to do with my grades, recommendation letters, or anything like that. So, yeah.
To anyone listening, though, there are probably so many girls that can relate to getting dropped from every sorority because this happens every year at every school. So a lot of people were admiring how the way you handled it. So like you had such a positive outlook. But I do want to say if you aren't having like as easy of a time as it seems like Makayla's having, it's totally fine. Especially in the South, like you're like live, eat, breathe, sleep sorority life.
No, literally the weeks leading up to it, all mine was sorority. Like actually all summer when I was buying my dresses, that's all I could think or talk about. So
weren't there people like on like wasn't there like a suicide watch at some point? Like people were like walking around or something?
Yeah, I heard about that, but I never personally saw it. But apparently like some like of the RAs are coming to different dorms just checking on the girls that got dropped. And I just really truly feel if you have to do that or have like mental health advocates or whatever there checking on the girls, clearly there's something wrong with like the process.
I agree. So let's talk about, how did you feel when you saw all these people like on TikTok going viral, like going to bat for you? Like, was it like...
No, it was so crazy. Like, I didn't realize how crazy it was until like my mom, she's 65, so she knows nothing about TikTok. She knew I made them, but like she just didn't really know.
Does she get it now or not really?
Yeah, because people like her like 65-year-old friends on Facebook were posting about it, being like our granddaughter saw it. And like everyone was talking about it. Mom saw justice for Makayla like all over her feed, and Mom's like, "What's going on?"
Makayla texted me this morning. She was like, "The pilot or like the flight attendant recognized me from TikTok."
Yeah,
like,
it was literally
so
insane.
All right, there are a lot of conspiracy theories, and I guess this is going to be like the bulk of what we talk about next. A lot of theories about why you got dropped. Let's talk about like this video.
Oh yeah, the old Ray video was made October of last year. I don't think it was on Halloween, but Halloween's my favorite holiday.
Right. You were dressed up in a costume.
Yeah, I dressed up every single day. We're at this pizza place called Little Italy, so it's downtown Auburn, like right beside the bars. And like I was honest, and I think people love that too about me, that I was like, I was going to a bar, but I wasn't at a bar, and I wasn't drunk either because I was the one driving that night. So in that video, I'm just showing how like my tights ripped or whatever. And then my friend falls down. She's like, "Oh my God, Makayla, I'm so drunk." That's what she says in the video. And like that's it on that. And I did not submit that to Old Row. I really not sure how they got a hold of that video. I'm not sure if my friends in the video submitted it at the time because they thought it was funny, or like if I sent it to someone because it was a long time ago and they submitted it. Like but I did not send that video in.
Right. And for context, because I know this is like the number one thing that people are saying. They're like, she's in high school. You were not in high school, correct? You took a year between high school and college because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So she was not in high school. She was doing what like any other freshman freaking girl would do.
Yeah, because my friends were in college, so I went to go visit them, and that's how I ended up in Auburn. And like they were all going out, and I wasn't going to sit there on Halloween and not go out. It's my favorite holiday.
Right. Like Makayla's, in the position that these girls going through Rush are going to be in October. They're going to be freshmen, and they're going to want to go out for Halloween and like go out and drink. Like I think that's normal. Like, yeah, it's underage drinking or whatever, but all those girls that are talking to you during Rush, they underage drink.
And it's not even like we're condoning underage drinking, but I would literally look at yourself in the mirror. If you're about to like send her hate for this video, I wouldn't throw stones when you live in a glass house. You know what I mean? Have you ever had a sip of alcohol? Have you ever been out? She wasn't even drunk in the video. So I would say it's such a stupid little nitpicky thing.
I know. And then some people were bashing because the outfit I was wearing. I mean, he doesn't dress like a hoe on Halloween.
No,
like,
I completely agree.
Like, you know that Mean Girls quote, something about being like the only time you can dress like a slut is on Halloween?
Yes.
Like, I agree with that statement.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Slut shaming isn't cute. Let's not do it, guys. Especially not for Makayla.
The internet right now is under the impression, because as of right now, the internet, there hasn't really been something on there that people can pass around and stuff and say, oh, like, Panalytics specifically stopped asking her to make TikToks. Like, that's probably why she was dropped. Do you think that the video played into a part of you being dropped? Or
maybe, I don't know. Maybe because I started getting a lot more traction and then they found that video when I got dropped. But at the same time, like, if you look up my name online, that old Ray video pops up. So if they were already like doing how like they do that deep research before Rush starts,
which they do.
Yeah, which they do.
Which I mentioned this earlier. If you're gonna get cut from a reputation thing or a scandal thing or anything like that, you're getting cut the first round.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I didn't really think it was that video. I just don't know why. Because they would have already saw that. Because you look up my name on Google, that TikTok actually pops up.
Right.
And I tried to get that deleted. I don't know why they posted that from October and January. So.
Right. And keep in mind, guys, she's from the state of Alabama. So if there was any sort of scandal or anything, the way Alabama Rush works as an active is you get split up into hometown groups. So the state of Alabama gets split up into hometown groups. Every girl from the hometown group together, and they go through the resumes and the girls that are from their hometown, and they say, oh, reputation risk, drop her. They drop her first round. So the houses that kept Makayla had already examined her reputation, her grades, her recs, all of that, and they had kept her all the way till sisterhood.
Yeah, which is kind of ridiculous. And I know a bunch of other girls got dropped after sisterhood, but like, just to put in perspective, usually when you're from the state of Alabama, like, it's kind of different. Like, you usually don't get dropped if you have like good grades, etc. So,
right. If you do get dropped, it's like a reputation thing, and it happens early on in the week.
Yeah, that's where the consistency thing is lacking, because there are girls that they've been exposed saying the N-word and like disgusting videos of these girls.
Yeah, I know so many girls like this year of Rush that have done so many bad things this summer and so on, and they still got a bid. And like the actives knew about it too. Like they used to talk about it with me because I am like not in their grade, but I was in their grade. Right. So I know a lot of the girls that were rushing her.
Exactly. You grew up with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess with how I'm thinking of this, now that I'm sitting down and talking to you about like Panalytic and like what they asked you to do about stop making the TikToks and stuff, the way I look at it is like if it were the video, like the internet is saying, like all these girls on Greek Rake are saying, don't go on Greek Rake if you're listening to this, never been on it. It's literally a black hole. It's like a Reddit for sorority girls. If it were the video, you would have been dropped earlier in the week.
Yes, I agree.
So that's where the conspiracy theories come in. It could be, like a mix of the TikTok with the race thing. It could be the video, like like sometimes like last minute things. Or what else? What's another conspiracy theory that's going on?
Okay. Another conspiracy theory. There is a girl who made a 7-part series saying Makayla like bullied her.
Yeah, and I just want to make it clear, I never bullied this girl. And just like I said, like if you haven't seen, I made an update video on TikTok, and I was like, I did not know this girl for that long in my life. I met her in 10th grade, and like we did have like some altercations, but it was like a 2-sided thing. Like she would say stuff, I would say stuff. So she was really just acting like the victim and like the whole thing. And it's kind of ridiculous. And that's how a lot of the girls from like my hometown are, because even though I am a really nice person, I'm not afraid to like snap back at you. And like, I think it could be taken the wrong way. Right.
So basically this girl's videos were just receipts of a one-sided, what Makayla was saying in response to drama, petty high school drama. Every single person listening to this episode, you have had drama with another girl, and you have said mean things. Like, I have said mean things to girls in my life, like, but it's just petty high school drama. It's not like you're an ill-intentioned person bullying like innocent girls.
Yeah, and like the stuff she was talking about is stuff that like was put away in a closet, like should never be brought up again, because she brought up like not just me, she brought up like 5 other people she should not even be talking about. And it's just like,
imagine being like 19, 20, thinking like being compared to the person you were when you were like 15. And it's not fair. It's an unfair comparison. Everyone changes completely from like 10th grade of high school to going into college. That's like a normal growing up phase, that everyone goes through.
And like I said this to Makayla when I first talked to her, like now that I'm 22, I'm the age of some of the seniors who are on like the board of these Rush in these houses and stuff, sorting out these girls and stuff. And I think it's weird to look at an 18-year-old and be like, oh, she was mean when she was 15. Yeah, drop her. I just think that's weird as a 22-year-old to judge someone based off of decisions and things they said when they were 15.
They've obviously grown too. So like they understand, like they're old enough to know.
Exactly. So I think that's a conspiracy theory that we could like say had nothing to do with it. Because like I said, if it was a reputation issue, if she was a bully in high school, she would have been dropped the first round. Yeah. And girls who actually have like reputation issues, they don't even bother rushing because they know. So if Makayla
like
knew,
I literally had I stopped being like that literally at the end of 10th grade. Like, I learned my lesson. Like, that girl in the video kept talking about karma. Like, I've already had my karma for that. And that's why I stopped acting like that, you know? And, like, finally grew up. And, I forgot what I was going to say.
It's okay. Take your time.
I feel like it's not fair that they're not giving Makayla a chance to grow and they're letting all of these other... It's almost like they expect more from you. And I think that is not fair. That's the thing that makes me mad, because it's like they want you to be perfect because you're like the main face of Rush Talk. And like people are just, maybe they were jealous. Maybe it's a jealousy thing. It could be a mixture of like a bunch of things, but it's absolutely not fair.
And the reason people liked me on TikTok is because I was so open and honest. About my past. Like, I've already told them that too. And like they can go back and see my TikToks of how like I used to be, and like they could literally see my growth like on my TikTok. It's insane.
Right. And also we've spent the whole day with Makayla, and just she's such a genuine person. I think it's completely unfair. This is absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, I'm not attacking Alabama Rush Life or Greek life specifically, but I'm saying across the board, it seems like, I don't know, it's just there needs to be more consistency. They choose like a scapegoat to like bully every year at every school, and it's just not fair. Like, it's not.
And everyone keeps asking me if I'm gonna like COB or anything, and I just want to make it clear that I'm not gonna do that. So.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to either. A girl in a sorority at Bama, when someone had commented on one of my TikToks and was like, "What do you like have to say about Makayla?" And I was like, "I just talked to her like she's an angel or whatever." And a girl in a sorority at Alabama texted me and was like, "Let me know if she wants to COB, like I'll like vouch for her." And I kind of snapped at her. I was like, "Why would she want to be in your house when you guys just dropped her?"
Yeah, like the story that you're talking about literally waited till the end to drop me.
Yeah.
So like they were part of the problem.
Right, exactly. It wasn't like it was a house that at the beginning was just like, oh, she's not a good fit. It was a house that had like talked to Makayla all week, made her feel like she was like welcome there, and then just dropped her because what? She's making TikToks? Okay. I'm just going to go through, because this is my thing about the old row video that everyone is talking about all over the internet, saying that's why you got dropped. Let's go through some of the scandals that have gone on during Alabama Rush just in my time being at Alabama. When I went through Rush my first year, there was a girl with a video on the internet that you could Google and find of her in a shower. She presses her tits against the glass door and laughs. That video was going viral the summer before she went through Rush. And she still got a bid, and she still had houses on her card because she's a perfect, typical sorority girl with, the bleach blonde hair and, 50,000 Instagram followers. The same year, the night before bid day, a girl was singing a song on Instagram, her Instagram story, saying the N-word. And she still got a bid that next day. Last year, a girl with social media followers went to the bar during Rush and got caught, which is a black and white rule. If you go to the bar during Rush, you get dropped. She's got into a very high tier house after getting caught going to the bar. So why Makayla? How come it's an old row video? Oh, we don't want that in our house. Why Makayla?
And especially because it's from such a long time ago.
Exactly. How come she has to be exceptional and she has to be perfect when all these other girls, like I just said, I can give you their full name and what house they're in right now if I wanted to. They got bids.
I think this is all a lot for her to process right now, because it's been within a week. Your life is crazy right now, and I feel like you're gonna look back and you're gonna feel a bunch of emotions. It's like a breakup, honestly.
No, it literally is such a breakup.
It is, and I feel like for everyone listening, at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason. Just like breakups, you move on, you get stronger. Makayla has a great career ahead of her. There's so much good is gonna come from this because of your story and everything that's happening. And I think that everything happens for a reason, and that applies to everyone that got dropped.
Yeah, and I just also want to say that we're not sitting here and bashing Alabama Greek life. I was a paying member of the house. I ran to the house on bid day. I went through the Rush process. There was houses I really loved. All my friends are in houses there that they love it. But there are things about it that obviously need to be fixed. And I think that's very obvious in this situation. And I said this to one of my friends. I was like, honestly, I think it was a really bad just PR move for Panhellenic to cut you.
No,
Yeah, that's what
I
I said.
agree.
It's like, how could they do? I don't even understand what they were thinking. Like, it doesn't even, like, not to like, I don't know. I just don't understand PR wise.
Yeah, because they all knew I was making TikToks, and honestly, they knew I was in quotes the main character, and so I don't know what they were thinking, because obviously they're going to get backlash from it, or someone was going to say something.
Mm-hmm. Not that you should get special treatment for having like a big platform on TikTok, but I don't like, what were they thinking in the, like, they should expect this to happen. Things like this, like you coming to Cleveland to talk about your story. And
Right.
I don't think you should just like let it go under the rug. I think you should tell your story like loudly so that something changes, you know? I really think that.
I do too. Makayla has told us about like real reporters and like news stations who like want to talk to her about what happened to her. And like, I think she should do it. And I think she should like talk about what happened to her, because why should she not? All right. So I have like my own conspiracy theory about why I think she got dropped. I think Alabama Rush has always just had, Alabama Greek life in general has always just had this like really secretive, you know, mysterious thing around it where no one can really get in and like figure out what the system's like or anything like that. Like ABC wanted to go into, you know, Hannah Brown's sorority house when she was the Bachelorette and just like film what her life was like at Alabama, and they wouldn't even let ABC do that where they could control what was shown and stuff. There's just this really like secretive thing around it. I honestly think that they were using like Makayla as like an example. Like, if you're going to blow up, you know, the Rush process and put it on the internet and, you know, get followers off it, like, we're going to cut you.
Yeah, unless you do it the way they want you to.
Right. So like either listen to us and like do it how we tell you to, or like we're going to show the world that this is what happened.
Like, talk about Greek life and like how much you love Pan Hellenic and like how, like, you know, I don't know, how perfect it is and everything. But if you make a mistake, or if you're like anything is wrong, and I don't know, if you're complaining in any way, even not that you did even.
No, I literally was just showing my outfits the whole time.
And she was positive about the process. Like, she never talked negatively about it. I honestly, I don't think you getting dropped by all those houses you listed to me, because you had almost a full card during Sisterhood. I don't think all those houses dropped you because of you, like they didn't like you. Or because of your video or anything. I honestly think Panhellenic was like, this girl didn't fucking listen to us, and we told her to stop making TikToks and she did it. Like, she's out of Rush. I really do think it came from higher up. Like, I don't think the girls in these houses are to be blamed at all. Like, even the girls high up on like exec in these houses and stuff, I don't think they're to blame either. I really do think it's the people above them, just like making an example.
Which is not fair to the girl that gets made an example of. It's not fair. I think I almost agree with that.
And like, even in my TikTok videos, I didn't even I barely talked about Rush. I was like, this is my outfit for Sisterhood. This is my outfit for philanthropy, and like all this kind of stuff.
Right.
Like, it wasn't like, I'm so excited for, like, I barely talked about Rush.
I just think they were like pissed that Alabama Rush in general was like trending, and they just like needed to get it. Like,
because they need control, especially with like Southern Greek life. Like, they want control over the narrative, and like they want to make sure everything's like super like secretive. For like, even in my party school, like Greek life was like supposed to be like a closed door. Like, everything's like sparkles and like glitter, but then behind closed doors we can't know anything. Like, even as an active, we can know like what our Panhellenic was thinking.
So Makayla, what are your next steps?
I really don't know. I've had a lot of companies reach out to me, which is so crazy and like so amazing, because like I could never imagine this happening. Ever me tell them my outfit of the day is,
Right.
or like getting dropped. Like, who would have thought I would have turned into this? And like, just like getting invited on y'all's podcast is like insane. And so I'm really gonna try to take almost every opportunity that's been offered to me and just see where it goes.
As you should. I mean, this is like your time to shine. Honestly.
Yeah. Make sure everyone's also following Makayla on everything. Like, someone DM'd me and they were like, so I put on my Instagram story, you guys will never believe like who I'm having on the podcast next week. And someone swiped up and they were like, if it's Makayla, can you please tell her to still do like her OOTDs? Even if they're not Rush related, like we still want to see them.
Yeah,
so,
that's
like,
so sweet.
Yeah, people love you. Like, as you like,
because I was having such a hard time after I got dropped, and even though I did get some like hate, like everyone being so kind, I think it really helped me. Like, I only cried one time, like from after getting dropped. Yeah.
Wow. I would have been devastated for like days.
Me
Like,
too. It's okay if you are.
Yeah. But so as far as like your life, like, are you in Tuscaloosa right now, or what are you doing?
Well, I don't know. I keep going back and forth from doing BAML like by distance and like just trying to see, because a lot of stuff that I'm getting offered to do, like I can't do it with having a strict class schedule and like being there. And So I just gonna have to think it over some more because it has all happened really quick, and like I just don't think I'm in the right state of mind right now because I've just been such a hectic week and like running on like maybe 5 hours of sleep and stuff. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna explore my options, but like take time about it. I haven't moved out of my dorm tub, but I did grab a bunch of my clothes, and then I'm just gonna try for the next couple weeks and just see what happens. And I'm talking to different managers and stuff. So
that's very exciting, guys. Make sure you're following Makayla on everything. Tell them all your socials.
So my Instagram's at Makayla Culpepper. And my name is spelled like how it sounds, Makayla. People have been spelling it like every other way. And then my TikTok is obviously What Would Jimmy Buffett Do?
And it's very cute and I love it. So everyone make sure they're following her. Becca, do you have anything to say?
I'm just so happy that you came and you replied to my DMs. Oh my God, I also had like this old DM from Makayla asking for a loyalty test for one of her friends.
Oh yeah.
I have old DMs from Makayla too.
Yeah, because when I tell you I'm literally obsessed with y'all, and when everyone was like, Kayla, you don't need to fly out to Ohio because I am missing my first college class ever tomorroch. I was like, you don't understand.
Aww.
Like it's Alyssa and Becca. I'm going.
We literally love you so much.
We're so happy like you came out here, like, and I'm so happy I got to like talk to you and stuff, and I'm glad you're like doing okay and that like I just want you to know there's a bigger world out there.
Yeah, other than sorority life, because like my friends that have gotten into sororities, like I literally heard like one of my friends told me they can't leave the house with their hair wet. I was like,
oh yeah, no, yeah, you have to like look good if you're wearing your letters, yeah.
Like,
like it's scary, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't even know that, so it's like. I don't know if I even would want to be in that anyway.
Right. You're going to do way better without it. I always tell everyone I loved the University of Alabama so much. And my experience just got better when I like got out of Greek life. The school does have like so much to offer. I love it as like an institution. The Greek life
I definitely want to be a part of like, I'm not sure what all UA has to offer, but I know there's like a whole day for it where we can like see like all the clubs and stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the weekend after classes start. Mm-hmm. I think it's called Get on Board Day.
Yeah.
Yes, go to Get on Board Day. There's so many clubs and magazines and stuff you can be a part of, build your resume. Like you don't need the Greek life for all of it. But yeah, I really want you to like finish out your time there. I think you're gonna have a great time.
Yeah, hopefully.
You will. I told Makayla like last year I was the character that like everyone like hated. Not that people hate you.
No, I followed you on TikTok. I mean, not TikTok. Well, I did follow you, but like also like on Twitter. I knew you were the one everyone hated.
Yeah.
I saw.
I have a lot of people that love me. Obviously, like I love when I'm out there and people come up to me and are so nice to me. But like going to a school like that, it is like you do get your haters and like the jealous bitches. Yeah. So I know like when I heard this happen to you, I like called you immediately because I was like, I just want her to know that like it's gonna pass. Like. I was telling her earlier, like, people made, like, this fake page about me and, you know, like, exposed, like, my secrets and, like, guys I hooked up with and stuff. And the people who made that page will come up to me at a bar now and, like, give me a hug and say hi. Like, people just need someone to, like, talk about, but there's going to be a new character in a few months. Yeah. And you're going to be okay.
Yeah, I will.
All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you, Makayla, so much.
Having me on.
It was so fun talking to you. I'm so happy we got to do this. But make sure you guys are following So I Was Like Pod on Instagram. Subscribe, rate us 5 stars, leave a review, defend us on Greek Rank. I'm kidding. Don't go on that website. And yeah, follow me and Becca on our socials too. Alyssa Schoner, Becca Moore. We'll see you guys next week.